YouTube? I want to do a quick explanation on what I, as an Olympic weightlifter, eat on the daily in order to recover efficiently as well as put on some muscle mass. Usually I'll start my morning out with about 4 scrambled eggs with an addition of some fruit. I like to keep it simple. I also like to have an addition of some complex carbs just because I don't want anything like a simple carb. For example, a refined grain like a pancake or something like that, just because it's not going to give me a long-lasting burst of energy. Probably give me a quick spike in sugar and then a quick drop in sugar. So I really try to keep that in consideration when I'm assessing what I'm going to be eating for the morning, especially if I'm going to be working out, just so I can feel my best when I am training. And the eggs, of course, are pretty simple. No really ingredients other than some salt and pepper. So it's really light on my stomach and keeps me feeling good for the training session. So right now I'm just doing my pre-workout meal. After that, I will come back here and make my second meal of the day, and later on I'll have my third meal of the day. And I'm just gonna be documenting that to just explain what I typically eat in the daily, as I pretty much explained before. From here on out, I'm going to do a little time lapse of me putting the meal together, and then from there on out, I'll go to the gym. Most of the time I'm aiming to hit the 3,300 calorie mark, just to hit that maintenance calorie level, just so I'm maintaining the 202 pound weight that I'm sitting at right now. I do want to get back down to 195 pounds, but at the moment I'm just staying in a maintenance phase. Usually I'm going to have like breakfast as a smaller meal, and then the later 2 meals in my day will be the bigger volume in food. Now I'm going to head to the gym, and then after I'll show you what I put together for my second meal of the day. Hello YouTube, so we're leaving the gym. I just finished my workout for the day, and this is typically when I eat my second meal. Today I was thinking I was gonna probably have some steaks with some rice as well with some broccoli. I should probably put my seatbelt on. I wanted to have fun today, so I went off program, and it's always nice to go heavy for the camera as well. I ended up doing a 300-pound double on the clean, which is a PR. I just wanted to kind of do it for fun, as long as the weights were moving pretty quick, and they were. My technique didn't feel the greatest today, but that's okay. And then I worked up to a 405-pound back squat, and then I went on to do some accessories consisting of just some RDLs, and I did some plyometrics to end off the night. Now we're heading to Walmart to get some last bit ingredients for our dinner tonight, and we'll get our second meal out of the way for the day. second meal of the day, we're going to have some steak as well as a good carb source with the rice and broccoli. For this protein source, I do like to try to keep it pretty simple as well as pretty straightforward. Try not to take a lot of whey protein or any other supplements. If I can, I try to get my protein intake in through the food I actually eat rather than another source. It is okay to use whey protein and so on, but at the end of the day, getting your protein intake through the food you actually eat is going to be most beneficial just because you're going to be able to get those added in micronutrients that come along with the protein source you're eating. From here on out, I'm going to consume this meal, and then I'm going to let the food digest and come back in about 2 to 3 more hours and make my final meal of the day. For my last meal of the night, I'm going to be having some oatmeal. I'm going to try to have about 3 cups, I believe is what I'm going to need to meet my calorie intake for the day. It doesn't have too much protein in it, but if I have to, I might add some peanut butter in order to make up for that macro deficiency, if that isn't enough. But I'm also going to add in some fruit just to make it taste better and also get some extra micronutrients in. I also wanted to state nutrition is pretty simple. It's not too complicated as some people may make it. Typically, you just really need to make sure you eat some fruits, vegetables, as well as, if you can, whole foods and as minimally processed as you can get it. Just because processed foods can lead to long-term health effects, and if you're eating whole foods and non-processed foods, or just minimally processed, it's really going to help with your energy levels, as it's not going to be made with all that crappy stuff. It's going to be actually good ingredients that's going to make you feel good throughout your day, and specifically your training sessions, which is going to be most important when you're trying to make progress in the gym. Anyone can still, get jacked and still be eating unhealthy, and just filling their calorie intake with, processed foods and stuff that's going to make them feel like shit. But, at the end of the day, they're not going to feel as good. In my opinion, that's something I really want to take into consideration, because I do want to look good, lift good, but I also want to feel good when I'm doing that. So it's a big concept of mine I try to keep in mind. Like I said, it is really simple. The meals I made today isn't something I make every single day, but very similar. For example, for breakfast, typically it is like an egg with some fruit. Sometimes I also add in some whole wheat waffles with some fruit on top of that with a healthy syrup, but that's just on occasion, as well as for lunch. Sometimes I switch it up, but usually I do have chicken with the rice. Steak is kind of like, once in every few weeks type of deal, just because it is more expensive. But ground beef and chicken is usually what I eat on a daily basis, and sometimes steak. For the dinner option, like I said, tonight my last meal is going to be oatmeal, but sometimes I switch it up with peanut butter sandwiches with honey. I make it with a whole wheat bread as well as an organic peanut butter to make it as healthy as possible. That also switches up from time to time. I may have another rice with a meat if I have the time to make that. But other than that, I'm going to show you guys a quick time lapse of me putting together this last meal, and then from there on out,